Hi.
What are you waiting on?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm dancing to silence now. God doesn't. I'm going to drink more of this. Good evening. Welcome to Family Showdown. Yeah. I'm back. Home. Sort of. Physically, anyway. Apparently. We're back. We got a list of craziness. Actually, I should say a list of awesomeness for you this evening. We're going to talk about 10 games, our top 10. Let me specify this very importantly. Our top 10 games that are new to us that we played this year so far. Oh my goodness. This was a hard list to make, and it's July, so wow. Now, this isn't just 2018 games by any stretch. This is just games that are new to us that we played for the first time that were awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah, so this is, like you said, this is the games that we played this year that are new to us, but not necessarily came out this year because not a lot of new games, the big new games haven't come out this year. That'll be later on.
We usually do that at the end of the year.
Yeah, that'll be later on. Gen Con hasn't happened, Essen hasn't happened, so all the big name games really haven't come out yet.
Oh, but the awesomeness has happened.
Thanks to all those joined, those that have escaped from Kickstarter.
What?
Yeah, there's a new cool CMON Kickstarter that's already broken.
Oh, that's
broke
right.
$1 million today. So
I'm sure they were just showing it off a little bit at Dice Tower Con and things.
They showed the Cthulhu miniature.
Yes, they put a baby next to it and took a picture of it. I don't know if you guys saw
that.
that.
Dice Tower Con? Oh, okay, that's funny.
Yeah, supposedly that.
Hey.
Yeah. Anyway,
anywho,
it was crazy.
So, like she said, I basically easily made a list of 25 games.
Oh,
25 great games.
Well, apparently to him, mine were mediocre, but I had, yikes, 30 plus games that, yeah. Whew.
Yes.
How did you rank yours? How did you narrow this down?
So they're already asking about Dice Tower Con. So the plan is to possibly do a kind of recap Thursday night. So,
yes.
So, I guess she and I will try to put something together. Mostly she, and me mostly just looking sad the whole time.
Oh.
Next year, maybe.
You were online for all the online stuff, though.
I was online.
So you probably know actually more about things
I was
that
working during some of the online
True,
stuff.
True.
All right, so how did I make my list? So here's what I did. So what I do is when I play a game, I don't really track my plays. Okay. I don't really keep track of what I've played and haven't played. But what I do is I immediately go on BGG.com, BoardGameGeek.com, and throw a first impressions ranking, I guess you could call it, just to kind of flag that I've played that game.
Played it and stuff, okay.
So I basically narrowed down to all the games like in the upper tier of my rankings and had to eliminate... Gosh, I probably eliminated 30 games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Off the list.
It's crazy.
And then I took the remaining ones and kind of ranked them, but given the certain situation, any of these 25 could have probably been in my top 10.
Yeah, I had a really hard time with this too, actually, because usually I pick, I'm like, oh, well, here's a micro game, and here's a game I played with the kids. I'll, pick those, but I threw my variety pack method of ranking out the window completely, because I was like, there's so many just amazing, awesome games. I'm just going to grab, I think, my top 10. I really should have done a top 20, I feel like, because it was just these are all... There were enough games, let's just put it this way, my top 100 is going to morph a bit again, because there were some that as soon as we played them, we're like, wow. So, yeah.
Like I said, we haven't even hit the big name...
The
big name games are going to be this year.
No.
We haven't even run into those yet. These are more like leftovers from last year and...
Previously.
Stuff that came out in Essen that's finally making its way to the States and older games that we tried for the first time.
Well, and I want to talk with people about stuff we don't mention at the end, too, because I'm sure that they've got some really awesome stuff. That we also have awesome, honorable mentions, and, I think we can have a good chat just about what was left, too. It's crazy. I mean, there's just a lot of really solid games out there. So
I will say this. My top 10 is very heavy. Very, very heavy.
Mine tends to be a bit heavy as well, actually. That's interesting. So anyway, I'm curious now. We'll see how much overlap we have. I'm really curious.
Kabuki Kid, she asked if we ranked the next 10. and I haven't. I know what my next two are. Definitely, I know. 11 and 12. That's as far as I can go.
Yeah, I did not. I should have, just because I was so.
Yeah, I narrowed the 25 down to 12, and then obviously narrowed that down to 10.
Yeah, I should have. I should have ranked the top 30.
So coming soon, and maybe the next video, next top 10, it may be the one after, but we're going to do our 2018 revisited video.
Oh, you mean 2017?
Yeah.
Didn't we already do that?
No.
We haven't?
Have not. Because there's one game that's sitting on our shelf of shame that we haven't played yet that I know will make our top 10 that we need to get played.
We're not going to tell you what it is.
As soon as we get it played, then we'll do our top 10.
Okay.
Recap.
I'm writing that. It's in the notebook, guys.
So hopefully, because I think we're going to start playing it Wednesday.
Oh, not tonight?
No, not tonight. All right, let's do it. This is the longest intro ever. Let's on to the list.
Sorry, I'm a bit rambly. I may or may not have fallen asleep on the couch.
So my number 10 is Gaia Project. Gaia. Why'd you close your book? You think I'm going to look at your list?
Yes, I know you.
Gaia Project. So this is Terra Mystica in space.
In space.
But I think it has a little more oomph than Terra Mystica.
Yeah.
We've only kind of demoed-ish Terra Mystica. I didn't like it, but I played this and I enjoyed it quite a bit. It seems like there's a lot more technological advancement type things. You can there's like 4 different paths you can kind of build up on, and you can pick and choose. You can do different things that other players, kind of compete with other players in the same areas. It has goals that you're working towards to get points each era. What do you want to call it? It just seems to have a lot more going on, and it's in space. So.
It's in space, people.
So I really, really enjoyed this one. This one, I really want to get it played again. You got to play it a second time.
I did.
Recently.
Haha. No, it's
glorious. I love it. We have to get it back to the table again. It would probably be higher on my list, but it's kind of... We played it like right at the first of the year and haven't played it since, so it hasn't really had a chance to get back in the forefront of my brain. But I think it's a good game. It's really good. If you like Terra Mystica... I think this has enough different things going on to warrant trying it out and maybe
yes. Plus, it's in space, which makes it better.
I think it's anyway. There you go. Gaia Project. My number 10.
Good sell. Good sell. Good sell. My number 10. You ready?
I'm always ready.
All right. Twilight Imperium 4.
What?
Now.
Wait, your picture got moved somehow.
Just let it in. It's all good.
Okay.
Just let go.
Okay.
Let go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
The picture's floating.
Now we get copyrighted. Way to go.
It's floating.
It's in space.
So you gotta tell me about this. Is this because...
Okay. I have an issue kind of putting this on the list.
It's a protest vote.
It's so close to Twilight Imperium 3. I kind of...
It is.
I obviously love this game, but it's Twilight Imperium 3 fixed. Does that make sense? So I had trouble
protest
putting
vote.
it on your what?
I invalid.
No, it is not invalid. Oh gosh. I just
invalid.
I had trouble putting this on this list because of that, but it is so good.
You should have left it completely off and then talked about it after.
Wow, you're just such a little, like, devil's advocate now.
I have a lot of anger built up over the last week.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. He hasn't picked on me in a week now. Here it comes. But, yeah, this game,
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. It fixes. It streamlines. I shouldn't say fixes, because Twilight Imperium 3 is glorious. But it can be streamlined. They have proven that. And... We've played this now, and even with the same kind of player count, and new teaches and everything, it still took less time. And we still had the same great, awesome, amazing experience. It fixes things, streamlines things. Like, you're not voting for laws from the beginning. It really slows the game down because every single turn you have to stop for a second. You're like, oh, we're doing that. No, a certain thing has to happen in the game first before... that process begins, so you have a little bit of time to kind of crank out some faster turns and things like that. I mean, there's just little things like that that, you know, you don't think about it until we play this and you're like, oh, this is better. This is more efficient. I like that. And it still packs a punch. It's amazing. So, what, this isn't on your list?
Number 10, huh? Well, I can't wait to see what your 9 through 1 is. It must be amazing.
It's number 10 because I had issue putting it on because it's so similar. That's all. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm looking here because it's going to be in front of me here. My number 9 is Noose Fjord.
Oh, why? Why? Who gave him English? All right.
What? Noose Fjord?
Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, this is an awesome Uwe game along the lines of his crazy Uwe-ness. But this one seems like it's, I don't know, I wouldn't say lighter, but it seems more streamlined, easier to pick up, more accessible, less resources that you're trying to deal with. Has a little bit of stock market. It's not really a true stock market, but got a little bit of a stock market thing going on.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think if I was going to pick up one of his heavier games to teach someone, this is the one I would use. Because I think there's just less going on with this. There's less, it's worker placement. Like all his games, worker placement, resource management, feed your elders. Literally.
Feed your elders. Don't just respect them, feed them.
So it has a lot of that, his things going on, but there's just less of it. So I think it would be an easier teach. So if I was going to introduce someone to his style of games, his heavier games, obviously.
Yes.
This is the one I would pull off.
Excellent.
Shelf to show.
Yes. Yes, it's a good pick.
I enjoyed it. It's a good one. It's it also got kind of like tile placement where you have your orientation of the tiles where they are when you build them up. Mm-hmm. It's just a really cool game.
It is. It's awesome. It has animals too, people.
I'm sure we'll have more about it in a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's going to be a lot of crossover.
Yeah, that was the other issue I had with this list. Oh, I was afraid there was going to be crossover.
Because we played some really amazing games.
We both played these games together, both like, wow. Yeah, so there's that.
All right, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Charterstone.
Hello, wow. Not the score on my list.
Wow, interesting. Okay, again, my ranking system is probably whack. I don't know, but this game was of the sort that we enjoyed it so much we almost instantly went out and got a recharge pack because we're gonna play through with the girls now.
Yep.
Because this game is fun.
It is fun.
It's neat. You're your own little person. You get to customize your own part of the game. How it goes is up to you. What resources and stuff you want to manage and what you want to move your people onto is what you decide to put on the board. I don't want to go into details, unfortunately, because I don't want to spoil anything, but the plot's fun. The custom pieces and stickers and all the fun stuff you get to do with the board is pretty awesome. And I'm looking forward to a playthrough with the girls to see what decisions they make on it, because we're going to kind of let them run it since we know how it's going to go.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to have all 4 factions, I guess is the right word, all 4 factions run by players instead of being kind of semi-automated by the game.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm super looking forward to it. So anyway, I'm distracted by you guys in the chat. So yeah, Nerf said she had a rough second playthrough of it. So I'm curious. I think the girls will breathe a new life into it because they love to explore and try things.
I don't know if I'd want to do it a second time with exactly the same people.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
But anyway, so it's legacy, it's worker placement, it's a Euro.
Yeah, that just like check. Good game.
Kabuki Kid said that.
You have Dice Caricon Envy? That was funny.
Well, that was earlier, but the legacy type games are more lends themselves better to cooperative games.
True. That's true. That's very true.
But I disagree.
Normally that's true. I feel like Charterstone kind of breaks that, right? I mean, you're sort of.
So just so we can move on. My number 8 is Charterstone.
There you go. Confirmation.
So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. Honestly, I think I prefer this over. No, yes and no. I think I prefer the gameplay of this game over Pandemic Legacy, but I think Pandemic Legacy has more oomph and excitement.
Okay, I can see that.
Compared to Charterstone.
Yeah.
Charterstone was more of a slow, interesting burn, whereas Pandemic Legacy was like had these moments of shock and surprise.
Yeah, right? Totally, yes.
This one just felt more familiar. It just felt, I don't know, it just felt more comfortable, I guess is the word.
Yes, absolutely.
And compared to Legacy, it seemed like they're throwing new things, like curveballs at you all the time. And this one was kind of smooth and a slow, gradual game.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, the whole concept of Pandemic is, the world is going to end, you're going to die! Right. I mean, Charterstone is not... Okay, that's not the theme. So, I think they both stuck to their themes appropriately. I mean, if you had a shocking, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die kind of moment all of a sudden out of nowhere,
there were some shocking moments.
There were some shocking moments, but not to that extent. Where it's like, wait a minute, what game is this again? That would have changed things up. No, anyway, it was very thematic.
Charterstone, good one. If you haven't played it, give it a shot. But it's not your normal Legacy game.
Yes, I agree.
All right, what you got?
So now, my goodness, we're on to my number 8, and that is Coimbra, or as we called it ignorantly at first, Coimbra, because we're like, what?
Coimbra?
Oh, Coimbra. I like it much better that way. But this game, this was one of those we sat down just to play almost as a whim. We're like, I want to try this game, and both of us kind of looked up from and going, this is awesome.
Yep.
Must get game. Where's this game? Kind of thing. We played this on the BGG Con cruise, wasn't it? Wasn't it one of the library games? Yeah, so it was kind of a random, let's play this kind of thing. It really wasn't planned out, and wow, what a nice surprise. You're better at describing what happens in the games than me, but,
Okay, I went over this, last week, but I'll go over it one more time.
Oh, okay.
Because I went over all the cruise games last week.
Oh, that's true. So
this one is you roll a bunch of dice, you draft the dice, you take the dice and you put them on kind of dice placement style in order to draft cards. So it's all this kind of mechanisms that build on each other. So you roll dice drafting, dice placement, card drafting, and then the cards allow you to do actions and move up tracks.
And I think I liked the combination with the dice and the cards thing, and that's what really got me into this, because it wasn't just one or the other. It was both, and it was engaging. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This one is right in my wheelhouse, as they say. It has dice, worker placement, basically, card drafting. It's interesting. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it was a fun surprise. I seriously enjoyed that a
lot. It's like they took a bunch of my favorite mechanisms and kind of stirred them up and came up with something really cool.
Yeah, it actually came up with a good game around it, right? Because sometimes you can be like, no, not so much. But yeah, this one, awesome. Check it out.
This one is coming out officially. I think it was maybe a Kickstarter. I don't know if it's Kickstarter, but it's coming out officially next month. So
yes.
All right, onward to my number 7. My number 7. Coimbra. No, just kidding.
That would be funny.
Ora et Labora.
Oh, that's such a good game.
So my second Uwe game on the list. I like this one a little more because this one is heavier and has more going on. This one it actually has some similar feels to it because you're taking those cards and you're laying them out and it has that orientation thing going on again.
True.
But I love how the economy of the resources work in this game. Because in most Uwe games, if you played them, it's worker placement. So you go to spot and you get some resources, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times those resources will build over time if no one goes to that spot. This has a similar mechanism, but it's a wheel where it's spinning around, and as time goes by, you get more and more of a resource if you take that resource. So if you go there early, you're going to obviously get it before anyone else, but then it doesn't have a chance to build up. So it builds and builds and builds, and then there's kind of almost a pressure luck. Do I grab the wood this time, or do I wait one more round before I can? So it's a little bit better, I think, 2-player because you're less likely to get bumped. But if there's more players, I bet that you have to think a little harder about when you grab those resources, because once someone takes the resource, it resets to its base number. So you may have like 10 wood, and then she grabs it. Now I'm going to get like 2 or 3 when I go there. So it's just a really, I love the economy in this game. I love the, like I said, the card placement and stuff like that. It's just a really solid game that for whatever reason we hadn't played until this year, because it's out of print. But that's just part of the problem.
Yeah, that was a worthy purchase. Super good game.
All right, so we got a question.
All right,
Coimbra versus Lorenzo versus Marco Polo.
Ooh,
which would you pick?
I'd want to play Coimbra again just to confirm, but right now...
You're making me look bad the way you pronounce that, because I can't roll my R.
Sorry. Coimbra.
There you go. Go ahead.
So, Coimbra versus...
Lorenzo. Versus Marco Polo.
Oh, Marco Polo. And Coimbra and Lorenzo for me are like these. And Marco Polo's third. So until I play them again.
Which one did you pick first?
Coimbra by a tiny little nose, I think. But I want to play it again.
I want to play it again. With you, actually. I think I like.
Wow, more than Lorenzo for you. Now that shocks me. Yeah, that tells you how much we like that game.
I think the thing that puts it over the edge. Not that I'm talking about Labora, but what puts it, because we got a question, but
yeah.
What puts it over the edge for me is I like games kind of like Terraforming Mars. It has that little kind of achievement thing you're going for, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So each round in Coimbra, you can pay money to lock in an in-game scoring that you can work towards. And so once you lock that in, then you'll get bonus points at the end of the game for that particular task you're trying to do. Like have the most you get so many points for something in the game.
Yeah.
And they change every game. There's a different set of those that you're going for.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty awesome.
And if you don't opt into those, you get no points for that category at the end of the game. So and you only have a finite number of chances to opt into those in-game scorings.
Yeah.
So that's something that's missing from Lorenzo. There's not that. I call them achievements is the way I view it. It's the thing you're trying. It's kind of like an in-game goal that you're going for.
It's pretty cool. I really liked that. It's an interesting gamble, right? Do I get all those points? Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. That's a toughie, though. That's really tough.
All right. So there you go.
So Order at Labora, yes. Back on track, though.
I was pretty much done. I would think this has got to be in my top 2 or 3 Uwe games.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's seriously awesome.
So Caverna, Le Havre, and this maybe.
Did you just put Le Havre second?
No, I just said the top 3.
Oh, I
was not putting them in any particular order.
Okay, because I was like, your baby? Le Havre is his baby. Okay.
I got to mix it up. My top 100 is only a couple months away.
Oh, man. Time flies.
All right.
Where's the time
So what's your number 7?
My number 7 is one that you love to mispronounce. And that's Rajas of the Ganges.
Rajas of the Ganges.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. This game is great. And I think what really sold this game, I mean, it's a fun game. It's got great stuff going on with it. But what just put it over the edge for me is the scoring on the board. Because you start with one thing that's going, one of your scorers is going this way. And one of your scores is going this way. So when the game ends is when whoever intersects first. I love that. That means you could go crazy on one method of scoring, or you could do a nice balance of both. I mean, there's a lot going on there with that. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's just, I absolutely love the way they did that. You've got the 2 tracks, and it's anybody's game, right? You know, and as people are starting to get closer and closer to intersecting, everybody's, scrambling to do stuff to get theirs. And again, you may be working on one particular resource and one different way of scoring versus the other because you're able to move it faster with your engine. You know,
Yeah.
and it just
I think it's Money and Fame or something. Money
Yeah,
and
and I
Glory
just
or something like that.
love
Yeah, the last
it.
game I
Love
played,
it.
last game we played, I did nothing but money.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't even do the Glory
and
thing
it was
at all.
viable though, right?
And
Because
I just
yeah.
just kept turning my money economy. I ignored the other one for the most part and ended up winning.
And yeah, and I usually do a balance of both, and it works really well too. So not as well that time. For some reason, you destroyed me in that one. I don't know what happened, but sometimes
I tell you what happened last time is that I was doing this money making thing and no one blocked me.
That's true.
The whole game, I kept doing it over and over and over again, and no one. I guess we were playing 4 players, and I guess you each wanting someone else to block me, and no one did. And I said, okay, I'll just keep doing this until someone blocks me.
It's like a group project gone wrong. You were supposed to do that. No, man, you were. So yeah, it was.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I don't know if it's as good.
The art's cool too. It's just a neat, pretty, fun game.
All right, my number 6 is I don't know. Let's see what it is.
What is it? What is it?
Is Vinhos.
Ooh.
Vinhos.
Don't touch it. Just don't. Just look at
Vinhos?
it. Don't. No. Oh goodness.
Vinhos.
Venus.
So this is one of Lacerta's games. So Lisboa, Gallerist, it's another mega heavy Euro game. If you've played Viticulture, imagine Viticulture like twice as heavy.
Yeah, at least.
At least. It's just a heavy Euro game of winemaking, and it's just, I really, really, really enjoyed this. I don't know why we waited so long to jump on this one.
That's
true. We kind of, I guess we thought Viticulture was good enough. But
it is.
But now, strangely enough, Viticulture is a lighter game for us.
That's true. It has become that, which is very odd.
And so that I guess we're ready for something a little heavier, and I really like this one.
Will it replace Viticulture in your winemaking category?
No. I think Viticulture's more accessible, more interesting. This one's a pretty heavy game, but like all Lacerda's game is the way that his games work. I mean, the game looks overwhelming and like super complex, and your brain's gonna melt. But it really is. All his games boil down to something really simple.
Yeah. But
the complexity is understanding what those actions that you can take do and how to best use them. So this is the way the actions work in this game. It's a 3x3 grid, and you have a little worker, and you just move into one of the actions, and you take that action. That's the whole game.
At the essence, what it is. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And you're just trying to build up your little wine industry and sell the best wine at the right time for the right amount. And just a slow engine, almost an engine building game. I love it. I would probably rank it as, at first blush, my favorite of his games. We played Lisboa and the Gallerist, and I think this may be my favorite. What are you smiling at? Is going on in the chat?
Because yeah.
This or Viticulture, I still think Viticulture beats this game. I just think the Viticulture is more, I don't know, just...
It's got a special place in our heart, too, because it was our delay of game. We put off buying that forever, and it was like our first big surprise game.
I like the heavy games, but I don't know if I'd want to play them back to back to back to back.
Oh, that's true. Viticulture we would.
Viticulture I could play over and over again. This one I'd want to kind of come down off of it before I come back to it again, because it's a fairly heavy game. I think if you like heavy Euro games, this is a good one to play, though. I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
But I think Viticulture still wins out over this one.
Yeah, it's almost hard to compare them. Really, the only thing they have in common is the winemaking, though. I mean, in a lot of ways. And it's worker placement, but that's about it.
It's really more action selection.
Well, yeah.
That's what worker placement is, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but bananas.
All right, what you got? Number 6.
Potatoes.
It's enough about Vinos.
Or is it? I'm just kidding. It is. I'm just ignoring you now.
Are you?
Yes.
You know, someone mentioned, and it was the last video, that I should do an offshoot channel, Pronunciations with Hunter.
Yes, as long as you do etymologies as well.
Oh, I love, yeah.
Hunter makes up the best etymologies.
Have you ever done one of those on the channel?
I don't think you have, and they're amazing.
I'm good.
I even share his etymologies.
I really should be a guest speaker at your English class. I think.
No, my Latin class. They've requested him actually. Okay. I'm not joking.
All right. So what do you got? I just had it and I took it, turned it off.
Well, and I don't think you would shut it.
Is this our first crossover? Or...
No,
Charterstone.
We had Charterstone.
Yep.
Gaia Project is my number 6, and I think we kind of explained all of the reasons. It's in space. I mean, there you go. It's a good game. No, I'm just kidding. But it's, I just love the way this game works. I really do. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time repeating what we already said, but this was one of those where, as we're playing it, I'm like, wow, this is just so solid. Just a really solid, fun game, and it really struck me as how solid it was. So that's why it is where it is.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't mention it in mine, but I like the way your power works, where it goes through the buckets, and I mentioned it briefly, but this one is another one that has those kind of goals that you're trying to achieve.
That's true. Yeah, it does have the goals, and I like the ladder of achievement. As you go up, you get certain perks and things with it, and if you get to the top of one of them, you can get some crazy good bonuses, but you have to go through so many hoops to get that go over the last hurdle to get the top achievement on your ladder.
And you're giving up on the other areas, right?
Oh yeah, you cannot get the top achievement on everything. There's just I'm sure there's somebody out there that's crazy enough to do it. I don't know how though.
I don't know how you can do it either.
Yeah, but people surprise me. Somebody out there's probably figured out a way to do it. But yeah, it's phenomenal.
And you played this one more time?
I did. And it just kind of reinforced it again.
All right, my number 5 is Food Chain Magnate.
Nom 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 nom.
So this is our first journey into the world of Splotter games. We really enjoyed it. We want to play this one more. We want to play this soon, but I think Tommy wants in on it. He's been wanting to play this game for a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So really enjoyed it. It's a solid economic game. It's you really have to like this kind of game because for 2 reasons. One, it's the production value is not going to blow you away.
Oh no.
And 2,
that's true.
It is a dry Euro.
But at the same time, because I don't usually like because it's got.
And I'm underselling it because I love the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the same time though, the whole pick up and deliver and stuff. I'm not usually super crazy about that necessarily, and I love this game.
Yeah, this game's awesome.
I don't know.
I like how the
hierarchy.
Yeah, the chart, the employee chart, where you have the leader, and he can hire managers, and the managers has the employees underneath them. So you build your little whatever that chart thing is called, and
the corporate ladder.
Hierarchy. Hierarchical chart.
Okay, tune into our segment, our following segment channel, Hunter and Words.
But I like how
Hunter does words.
That there's supply and demand. There's truly a supply and demand each round, and the different restaurants depending on their location, relation to the different demands, deliver the stuff. It's really a solid game. The mechanisms are off the chart, and obviously I don't think that this kind of game with mediocre gameplay could survive. I mean, it is all gameplay.
It is, and I'll have to think about that. I got to figure out how and why exactly I love this game, because you're right. Usually, as you guys know, a lot of times the art is what throws me over the edge and sells it, and that's definitely not a factor in this. Although I kind of like the retro art.
It's supposed to be that like 60s like advertising.
Yeah, and
art.
I actually really like that. Maybe that's it. Maybe the art does sell me because I do get a kick out of it. Maybe that's part of it. But it's not something that you're going to say, oh my goodness, this should win art awards. It's not going to be in that category.
But the gameplay is so solid. The game is so well balanced. It's just...
Yeah.
It blows me away how I mean...
If you like this type of game, you're going to love it. If you don't even look at it, you will hate the game. But
I mean, it's one of those games...
It's not for everybody.
That when you're playing, you're like encountering mechanisms, you're like... Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool how that works.
Yes.
I said that like several times throughout the game. It's like you're going, wow, that's cool how those things
interact. Maybe that's part of it. It's very academic. Yeah. It's very academic in that way. But yeah, so if you're not looking for that in a game, but I mean, otherwise, yeah.
All right, onward.
I can see what all the fuss was about.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Anachrony. And we played this one and Gaia Project around the same time for the first time.
Yep. I bought them together, I believe.
Yeah, you did buy them together. And wow, this game is like this and this with that game on how much I like them. It's just amazing. So you're doing work, another spacey sci-fi kind of theme with it. And I love the worker placement with this and the fact that there's worker placement and then there's worker placement, because some of them you have to suit up and go into space to actually accomplish these things. So you have to have certain workers placed a certain way. So it's not just, I'm putting this guy here and I'm putting this guy. You have to think about your moves and plan ahead a little bit.
There's several different types of workers.
Yeah, and
some are better at some things.
And you have to have pods to put them in too, and they cost. So you need to plan ahead of time at the very beginning of your turn how many of those you're going to need to take out. And love the way this game works, because also it's got this timeline thing going on with it. I really need this resource. Help me, past me, or future me, I should say. And then so you you get some goods, and then in the future you have to send some back. So it's a little bit back in time, fun, back to the future thing going on there. And I love the way you kind of play with the timeline a little bit to get the things you need. You have to pay close attention to that, because it can come back and bite you if you don't send it back into the past at some point. I like that concept. I thought it was really fun, and I thought they did a really good job with it, because usually something with timelines, I'm like, okay. But that one, pretty good. Pretty darn good. And we got a cute little, it was an expansion, wasn't it? To get the minis. They have minis that actually have the space
obnoxiously overproduced miniatures.
They're ridiculous. But for us, it was just like, these are so cute. And of course we had to use them. You just put your chit inside.
There's a cardboard worker inside the
it's so
mech
cheesy.
Suit. Big giant mechs.
It's ridiculously awesome. Stupid purchase, but whatever. It was fun.
So, an expansion too.
Yeah. It's really good game. Really good game. So there you go.
Well, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
My number 4 is already been mentioned. It is
what? Crossover
Coimbra.
You can fake it well. Just do it that way next time.
I love this game. This game, it was so funny because I haven't heard nothing about this game. Apparently, I randomly learn about Kickstarters. Like I hear
That's
about.
True. How do you?
It's
I don't know how
I hear about every other good Kickstarter for some reason. But anyway, I didn't hear about this one at all. But it was all the hotness on the cruise. That was everyone was trying this game. This is probably of the mid to heavy games. This was probably the most played game on the cruise.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised because everybody was playing it. It was actually hard to get it to play.
What is this game? I look it up. I'm like, what is? It sounds really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so we played it. Oh, I was blown away. This is like my kind of game because it's mid-weight, it's worker placement, it has dice, and it takes about an hour and a half to play.
And that was with us learning it too. So take that as you will. Good game.
I was messing with this lady from Minnesota. She did. I was talking smack to her, and I guess people from Minnesota doesn't understand sarcasm. Or
it's not that they don't understand, but. There's a phenomenon for those of you outside the U.S. called Minnesota nice, and Minnesotans are super, super nice, and they're not sarcastic at all, and the poor woman probably thought she was on another planet because we're probably the most sarcastic people on the planet, and it was fun.
She started to pick up on it about midway through
She did!
But she would put a worker there, and I'm like, no, you don't want to go there, and she's like, what? I love this game. This was an insta buy. Like as soon as we done playing, I was like, well, how do I buy this game? It was like,
actually, weren't we still finishing the game when you did that?
Yes, I was already looking at the game because it's got that Lorenzo feel to it. It's that weight. It's got interesting choices, tough choices.
He already ranked them, so you know.
And I really really enjoyed this game because it like I said, two things. I mentioned one of them when you talked about it. I like the in-game scoring thing that you opt into. But in addition to that, it has kind of the Orleans mechanism of moving a dude around a map and getting bonuses, right? So in Orleans, you move a guy around and you collect resources, right, on the map. This one, you move and you get like a special ability. Most of the ones we got, because they're randomized. Most of the ones we got were instants, like you got an instant resource, very much like Orleans, right?
Yeah.
You go to a certain spot and you get some money, or you go to a certain spot and you move up on a track, and you kind of move your guy around, and then at the edges of that map are some big in-game points
that I totally whiffed on.
Really, you don't have the ability to get them all, so you have to pick.
Yeah,
it kind of just gives you a path. I completely didn't play that map very much. I regret it because I saw how powerful it was midway through the game. But you kind of got to pick. Okay, am I going to go? Which corner of that map am I going to go to?
Yeah,
and I have to build my in-game scoring to most benefit that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so good.
It'll give you you can get a lot of points if you built your game as you played up to score that tile. You played your game in such a way that one really gives you a lot of points. And I'm really impressed with this game. It was an insta buy. As soon as I played, I'm like, I got to get this game.
Ding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Coimbra.
Oh, dear heavens.
People from Portugal are cringing.
Why did we drop in subscribers, Hunter?
All our Portuguese subscribers are left. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4.
Oh, another crossover.
That's what I was afraid of. I should have made this list differently, I swear. But yeah, Newsfjord. Something therein. I love Newsfjord. This game is awesome. This is a streamlined Uwe Rosenberg game that is, I don't know how to, it's all about the fishermen and your elders. It's greatness. The theme is fun. We already talked about it, so I'm going to try to keep this shorter, but I really liked the theme. It's got that little tiny bit of Le Havre flavor to it, but it's lighter than Le Havre, and it's one of those where instantly, like you said, it's going to be easier to teach people and get them hooked on Uwe. Ha ha ha. That's right. That's my goal now. So, it's awesome, awesome, awesome game. I love it. I apparently love it more than he does.
I think you love it because you beat me.
There's that too. No, that doesn't affect the gameplay. Now, if we play it again, but no, it's really. I really like the way the mechanisms with how you feed your elders and how you put food on the plate for them, and it's really a cute game. I really like the way he played with the theme this time. So
yeah, of all, like I said, of all his games that are not his super light games, but this one is super quick teach. I mean, I could teach this game probably in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
For his games, that's fast.
That's insane, yeah.
Because you can teach the basic mechanisms of the game, and then there's a bunch of cards. I guess they're buildings that you can purchase. And once you teach that first part of the game, all the buildings you can read and understand what that means just by the initial teach of the game. I don't have to go through and say, okay, this is what this building does, and this is what this building does. And you can say, here's how you play the game. Look over the buildings because they're self-explanatory.
Yep. Very cool.
Really good game.
Good game.
Like it.
Love it.
It's a crossover.
I know. I should have done my variety pack style top 10.
All right, my number 3 is not going to be a crossover. Because she has not played 1846.
I have not.
Oh, I love this game. This game is awesome. This is like heavy Euro TI4. It was just, I really like it. It's I
think this is the one that I came in on and you were still finishing up the game, right? And you guys were just like, love this game, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's fairly, we had 5 new players. 1, 2, 3, 4 new players. 5-player game, 4 new players. And it took a while to play this game. But it's awesome.
That's cool.
It's just a heavy,
That's cool.
It's a track building, stock market, heavy, massive Euro game. I love it. I would play, this is the type of game I would probably do a once a month get together.
That's cool.
If I had a
group that was a
different life. If I lived a different life, it'd be like TI4 one weekend and then this the next weekend.
Like, you have your specialty game groups for just those games.
This is right in my wheelhouse. I really want to try. I don't think I'll get a lot of opportunity to play these kind of games, but I'd love to try many different ones because all of them, for what I've seen of the ones I've played and I've been told about, they all kind of trick it up in a different way, which is it's the same basic concept-ish, but they're all tricked up. Different maps, different ways, different flows of the game. Some are really fast, some are slow burns, some are really super crazy cutthroat, some are kind of more relaxed. I really enjoyed this game. It's awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. Someday
I will play that. I used to really enjoy Steam, but it might not make Steam look like Child's Play.
Oh my goodness, you have.
All right, what's the next one? I bet it's a crossover.
Crazy.
I bet we're crossovering a lot at the top.
We shall see. My number 3 is Space Base. This was my super uber surprise play. Gosh, I think you. Not randomly, but semi-randomly picked this game for us to play.
No, I saw a review of it, and I'm like, you're going to love this game.
Oh, okay, you knew.
Yep.
He knew. He was sneaky. He snuck this game to me. He was like, you need to play this. And I totally fell in love with it, and I absolutely adore this game. It was instantly one of those games I wanted to play again, and I just like the way that you lay out. You've got this numbered area and stuff, and you have cards you're going to be purchasing and putting them up, but they stack. So you hit on that number and then everything goes off. And I love games like that where you can kind of plan, ooh, well, if I end up rolling a 9, then boom, this is all going to go off and I'm going to be able to do all these things, you know, and so you kind of plan out, it seems like we're always rolling this number this game. I should do some cool things with that number. And I love the abilities and the things that it lets you do. Super awesome game. And it's dice, I know, but it's one of those where you roll the dice, and if you set it up correctly, no matter what you roll, you're going to have something that you can be doing. Right. So you're not going to be out on a limb going, well, great, now I got to place that one spot where you go get a coin. You know, there's no consolation prize. You're going to have something with it, and I loved that a lot.
Yeah, I like games like this where on the main active player's turn, you can potentially get benefits.
Yes.
So you're paying attention to every every roll of the dice.
Well, what's cool too is that's something you think about when you play these cards, because after you retire them or whatever you want to call it to the other side, you're getting the benefit from it because it's got multiple use cards again. So you've got your main thing what you get, and then when you put it up on top, and it's going to be firing off when your opponent rolls that, it's got a benefit too. So sometimes you'll pick cards for that reason. Right. And you're quickly going to try to switch it up there so that you can get these really amazing perks. And other times there's cards you're like, oh, I'm never changing this number. You know, it just depends on what you want to do and what you want to get out of it. And I love the fact that they've got options for those cards. It's just really, and it was smooth. It was, gosh, it didn't take very long to teach me how to play it either. It was real easy to learn.
I read the rules and taught it in probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, and that's the whole... reading and teaching. Super simple.
It has one of those pamphlet rule books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with good reason. But the fun thing is the strategy. It's not about, learning how to play it so much as just what you can do with it and how you want to play with all the things that it gives you, the little abilities.
Yeah, what I found interesting was a lot of the lower power cards just give you resources, and the higher power cards usually give you victory points. At some point, you got to decide when am I going to switch gears, right? So, I didn't see there's a you win card.
Is there really?
Yeah.
We didn't get to that one.
Yeah, you win.
Oh, that's glorious. How funny.
I think it's a level 3 12, and it just says you win. Or something like that. I can't remember how it works. It's so expensive to buy, though.
That's so hilarious. See that? And they have humor. I love this.
All right, my number 2 is a crossover. There's going to be lots of crossovers at the top. My number 2 is...
Yeah, you love
Anachrony. This game. Oh, this game. Oh, I played this game. I'm like, wow, this game is awesome. I immediately bought the expansion. Yeah. I immediately bought the Meeple Real... No, what is it? What's the insert?
Is it Meeple Realty or is it...
that's the
Broken Token?
No. Meeple, no? Is it Meeple Realty?
Yeah.
It is Meeple Realty. Anyway, I bought the insert to this game immediately. Like, first time I played it, I want everything for this game because this game is awesome.
He did.
So many different things I like about it. I like the worker placement, like she mentioned. I like the fact that you have to plan. You have to kind of
plan everything.
Plan your entire turn at the start of your turn. Kind of. You have to go. Okay, I want to go there, and you got to be secret about it. Like, I want to go
because you can't. I didn't mention you can block.
I want to go there, and I want to go there, and I need to do that,
and I need to get the guy before she.
So I need 4 exosuits, and I need all these workers, and it's just you have to kind of.
Oh my gosh!
You have to kind of plan out your turn. And then chaos ensues, because immediately, first thing, she blocks one of the spots. She's like, okay, now what am I going to do? Oh my gosh, I got these extra suits I don't need. It's just awesome. And my favorite thing is that whole, it's I wouldn't say a minor part of the game, but it's not like a major part of the game, is the whole sending stuff back to you. It's like, oh man, I really need this resource. I'll just send it back to me. And don't worry, I'll pay for it in the future. And so if you go, as time goes by, if you don't pay these off when they come due, then you get like anomalies, spatial anomalies, all these sorts of negative things happen. Some of your buildings stop working, all sorts of weirdness happens.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It's just a really, really solid game. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't feel like any other game we've played.
No,
it doesn't feel like any game that we've played before.
Mm-mm.
And as many games as we played at this point, that's refreshing to have.
Yeah,
wow, this is something fairly original.
It does make it hard to describe too, because a lot of times one of the things that I help is like it has the mechanism of this and does this and that. That's kind of hard to say. Well, it's like Anachrony.
Yeah, it's good.
So, yep.
And I heard there was some buzz around this game, and then it kind of just died off. And really, I don't hear too much about it anymore.
I don't.
And I love this game. Oh my gosh, I love this game.
Super solid game. All right, my number 2 is another crossover, boo. But yay, because it's good. And that's Food Chain Magnate.
Wow!
I really loved this game. I'm still trying to figure out why.
So what you're saying is... Hold on. Pardon my back.
What?
Can you reach that?
No.
I don't know if I can reach it. So what you're saying...
Oh, no!
So what you're saying... So
that's rude.
One of the gifts she brought back from Dice Tower
Con... The
girls
picked that.
Is specialty meeples, I guess the components for Food Chain. So what you're saying is this was a, what do you call it when you gift something you really want yourself?
Oh my goodness. No, I picked 2 games that you liked and the girls were picking stuff, you butt.
Oh, anyway,
go ahead. Interesting. Now, I was not so secretly delighted that they chose that, because then I was like, oh, we have to play this soon so that you can test them out. That I will admit to. But, yes.
So why do you like this game so much?
I don't know. We discussed the artwork and the whole pick up and deliver. I think I like the planning, because you can plan on advertising and then you can lock in customers and stuff. And we had a rough first game, I'll be honest, because there was one customer that just the way our map was, I couldn't even physically get to, period. He had a freebie customer. But in spite of that, it was kind of fun for me to try to plan. I was like, okay, well, I have to make sure that I get these other customers. I have to steal them from him because he's got an extra one on me. So it kind of motivated me to work harder in that regard on the ones that we both overlapped on. So it was a lot of fun, and a lot of times that would kind of dishearten me, and I probably would get disappointed in the game, but this one, it kind of just drove it more.
You held your own, even though I had a pretty solid advantage. We decided next time we play, we're going to make sure that
it doesn't happen.
There's not an isolated area.
But even so, yeah, it was really fun, and I guess I like the logistical planning. Not so much the pick up and deliver part of it, but just planning out to make sure that works, if that makes any sense. I know that sounds kind of weird. But managing everything and then setting up your little corporate ladder was kind of fun. And, okay, I need to focus on this. But if I get too many of that type of worker or something, it's going to be hard to dig out and do other things. And the balancing, I really seem to enjoy that, which is odd because in real life I find that kind of stuff tedious. But so I don't know. But yeah, this is really cool. I really enjoyed this game a lot. So.
And now with burgers.
Yeah, that's adorable. And then the artwork, and I know some people don't like, but I got a kick out of the artwork because it's the old school ad stuff, so.
I'm really shocked. In fact, Julio said, come back from the dark side, because I guess you're not our heavy Euro person, so.
No, I do like some, though.
You ranked this higher up on your list.
I did. Don't worry. I mean, you guys are going to be, like, freaking out over my games, but the I still like, when you hear some of my honorable mentions, don't worry. I will get the scoffing from Hunter and resecure myself as the Omni Gamer. I promise. I promise.
Well, let's pseudo bookend it. I'm not the last one, but this is number 1 for me, so we'll bookend it with your number 10, and that is Twilight Imperium 4th Edition. I did not put any caveats. This is a new game, therefore it is on my list. It is number 1. It is, as of last year's list, my number 2 game of all time, Twilight Imperium. This game is awesome. They made it awesomerest. That's from the old Germanic. Awesomonia, which means the pinnacle of awesome. So this is amazing game. I love this game. They took some of the best pieces of the expansion and put them in the base game. They gave you tons of different races. They gave you the capital ships, all sorts of greatness. They streamlined it. They made it easier to teach. They took the voting and laws part of it and kind of made that a midpoint kind of halftime thing. So once someone gets to the center of the map, that triggers the diplomacy piece of it, where you're voting on laws and all sorts of weirdness. So that piece of it doesn't bog the game down. Not that I really enjoyed that part of it. I didn't figure it bogged the game down, but it does slow the game down some. They put that to the second half of the game, maybe even later, depending on how quickly.
Yeah, depending on how your game is
earlier,
going,
depending on if someone rushes right to the middle or not.
And Warsun. Warsun's amazing.
This game is awesome. If you enjoy Dudes on the Map game, this is kind of like the awesomeness pinnacle of Dudes on the Map.
Space Dudes.
Awesome Tonia-ness.
It was your word. You got to remember your own
This
words.
is a new game. I do not have caveats on my list.
I do.
So
I think
number
you
one.
lie.
Number 1.
Okay.
Twilight Imperium 4th Edition.
Okay, it's good. Whatever.
It is good. One of the very best games in existence.
All right, whatever. Here's the shocker. It's gonna make who is that? Julio. Julio's gonna freak out on me. It's okay. Hang in there, Julio. I promise. But my number 1.
Did you really put Vihos number 1?
Venus. I did put Venus for.
Wow.
This was a huge.
Call me shocked.
It was a huge surprise for me because I like what's his face's games. I always forget his name. Lacerda? Is that right? I like his games, but I'm usually not crazy about his games. But this one was awesome. As we're playing, I'm like, wow, we got to figure out how to get this game so I can play this again. I mean, that was kind of one of those. I really, really, really want to play this again. No, it hasn't replaced Viticulture. To me, they're 2 completely different games, kind of for the same reasons that Hunter said. I almost, even though it kind of melts your brain, I almost would want to melt my brain again playing it soon, though. I just, of his games, this is by far my favorite.
Yeah, you said it halfway through the game, you said it was your favorite of his.
Yeah, I mean, I determined that pretty early on. I love it. And apparently we have this love of winemaking games, which is funny because neither of us drink wine very often at all. Actually, you hate wine. So, that's not the selling point. But whatever they're doing with those mechanisms in winemaking, that is glorious. But yeah, it's got a lot of similar things. You're making the wine and you're selling the wine, and it's kind of like, it's got that viticulture theme. But that's where that stops. This is like heavy.
I'm really totally shocked that you're 1 and 2. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's like, did you get like a doppelganger when you were gone? And you
I may have.
I'm fine. Brought a heavy Euro player back. I'm fine with that.
No, I still like a lot of games of all varying types and sorts and things.
So
but
what made you enjoy this one so much?
I like just the general engine of like how things are processed and how you go about collecting everything to sell, and it's not super fresh in my mind, so I'm not very good at describing this like you are, but
then what mechanism do you like? Did you like the action selection piece, the little grid thing, or did you like
I did like that a lot. The worker placement, just the options you had too. I really liked that. But yeah, the action selection was really huge. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Yep.
I thought your number one was going to be Space Base. I thought sure that'd be your number one.
I already mentioned it though.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be your number one.
Oh, did you?
Before the list started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's high up there. Don't get me wrong. I love that game. I love that game too. So there you go.
All right.
Honorable mentions.
Look at this. I'm going to take it off immediately. This is maybe the first time I've ever done this.
It's a miracle. No, it's the second time. But yeah, that's good.
All right.
Good. We're going to mark it on the calendar.
So they said my number one's invalid. Or void. Who said that? Someone said my number one's void.
Void.
James. Good old James said my number one's void. So my number 11.
Okay.
Council of 4.
That was my 13. Yes.
Council of 4.
Yes. Love that game.
That tells you how good this list is when that game didn't make it. I really enjoyed that game. Like really
good.
Really enjoyed Council of 4.
Insanely good.
And number 12 would have been Rajas of the Ganges.
Yeah. No, that one's obviously good. I like it a lot. I had Aura et Labora.
Okay.
Okay, and Council of 4. And Majesty for the Realm. I really liked that one. And a new one that we just got played at Dice Tower Con, Finca. Those of you that are with us didn't hear the end of that because Nessa and Caitlin fell in love with this game too, and it's Finca. I'm sure that anyone wanting to play Finca was probably cursing us because I think we ended up checking it out like 3 different times to play it again because the girls
So I made the top
it.
10 most checked out games just from you.
Just from the girls. Well, the girls, Katie checked it out most of the time. But another, some of the other games that I really loved, you're going to laugh, but I played Mintworks.
Mintworks?
Yes, it's so cute. Okay. See, this is where Hunter's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh," because I just went from Venus to Mintworks. Yes, in the same breath. But it's so cute. It comes in. It looks like a little Altoids tin thing, and the little worker placement things are little white mints, and it's just a cute little worker placement game. It has a little bit more meat to it than I would have expected from a game that you could fit in your shirt pocket. Really cute though. I really enjoyed it, and it's really fun, and it doesn't take up much space. Even playing it, you can sprawl out, I suppose, a little bit, but it's perfect. It's a little travel game. I kind of want to get some of these cute little mini games now. I didn't play it, but Austin was playing some of those. Like Hue. Mm-hmm. He has a whole little cute
pack of games.
Yeah, he's got a whole pack of them, and he's playing one that was a bus stop one. Mm-hmm. Really cute game. And so now I'm like, ooh, that looks cool too. So there's there's Mintworks and there's all those little games, and those are really cool. Games we've also played this year that are really fun, family wise, Potion Explosion, and Can't Stop. Now that one's not new at all. But those of you that have never played that, you gotta try that sometime. It's surprisingly one of those games that did age really well and it's really fun.
Yep.
And super easy to teach. Again, taught people that don't typically play a lot of board games and they like it. It's just a timeless classic. What are some others that you want to throw down?
Here's ones that almost made my list, and I'm gonna ask you about a couple that I thought would have made your list. So here's ones that just missed my list. Don't make my list.
I'm not looking.
Quest for El Dorado, Isle of Skye, Century Eastern Wonders.
Yeah.
Baron Park.
Yeah.
Secret Hitler.
Yeah.
Raiders of the North Sea.
Gosh,
and good. Godfather.
Yeah, that was on my list.
So here's the ones I think I don't know why didn't make your list. Dragon Castle.
That was probably my 15 or 16, honestly.
Really? That far down?
Yeah. Oh, but I love it. But that tells you how much I really love these games. I mean, these are all really solid. It was really hard to make this list. I'm not gonna lie.
What about banned words?
That one. That was my Quirkle. No, not Quirkle. All of a sudden, I can't think of the name of my game. It replaced it so much that I don't even remember the name of it now. Taboo. It was my Taboo Killer, which that has been standing as my favorite word kind of party game thing for almost 20 years. So that was, you know.
What about Sonar?
Sonar's high too. I really like that one.
There you go.
See,
that's a lot of amazing games.
It
That's
is. Well, and like, I finally got to play. Well, like the girls love Dragon's Breath. That's been huge. That was our. I'm gonna take a con hall picture. It's just Dragon's Breath.
No, and this.
Oh, and then, okay, I guess.
And t-shirts.
Oh, and a whole mess of pens.
And
okay,
pens.
I guess there's something. But the board games, it's just Dragon's Breath.
That's the problem with going to a con. You have all the games you already want.
Well, and having those two, because they're like.
That's true. Everything was sold out by the time you got to the exhibit hall.
I didn't get to go to the exhibit hall very much. And they also wanted to buy stuff like pins. And I'm like, but pins. Okay, we'll buy pins. You know, it was funny. But yeah, and Reef, everybody's talking about Reef. And yeah, Century Eastern Wonders, oh my goodness, that game
Reef,
is great.
I forgot about Reef. It didn't make
Century Eastern Wonders you can play by itself and it's really cool, or you can combine it, which I didn't realize you could combine until you guys were like, hey, let's do the rules for this. And I'm like, oh, it's like Christmas. It's a twofer. 2 games in 1.
Yeah, but we got annihilated by
Oh, that was okay.
The guy we were playing with,
I know, that was really awesome. Good. He's like,
he was like Century All-Pro, man.
Yeah, that was amazing.
He's like, haha, you don't know I designed the game.
Yeah, really?
He was
yeah,
good.
He destroyed us. That was great. I'm like, maybe I should quit playing all these 2-player games, man. Hunter's like, you know, we're apparently used to each other. We just
I played just good enough to beat you.
Oh! Wow! Hold on a second. We got some. Yeah. No, it's great. You know what another honorable mention should be? You ready for this?
What?
Sticky Chameleons.
Oh, jeez.
You know why? That game is gold. You know what it ended up being at our house? Well, at one point I had one of Hunter's chameleon things wrapped around my ear as we're all diving for the floor because one of the pieces fell on the floor. It ended up being like WWE up in here.
I midway through that game, I just gave up. I just started smacking Rebecca. I didn't care anymore.
He did. He's like, you got it! Oh! And he just starts
I wasn't aiming at the piece. I was aiming at her head.
It was amazing. It was
so
amazing.
Someone asked about Rising Sun. You can blame Hector the Turtle for me not playing Rising Sun.
Why?
Shame.
Oh, he didn't bring it?
No, he brought it, but we didn't. They ended up leaving early or something.
Oh, yeah, they had to leave. Yeah. It'll happen. Oh, it's too funny. So, yes.
The gaming wife just now got home.
Yay! Rebellion. Yes, someday we'll play Rebellion.
I played Rebellion.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about Rebellion.
How can you forget about Rebellion?
Oh, my list may be invalid. I completely forgot about Rebellion. Did I not rate it?
Oh, bad.
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Bailey. It was the bad weather. They had to leave.
No, Rebellion wouldn't have made
my
list. I like Gaia Project more than Rebellion.
What? Wow.
Rebellion was good, but nah.
Man, what else? Let's see.
It was really good, but not in my top 10.
Yep. Let's see. What else was interesting? Fox in the Forest. Oh, we didn't mention Stuffed Fables. That is a going to buy and play with the kids game.
Right.
Because that is really cute and really fun. And I like the way that if you don't succeed in that particular episode, you don't have to redo the episode. You just go forward with a small detriment thing. And it's not game crippling.
Or you don't get a bonus.
Or you don't get the bonus. It's something. Right. And I feel like that's more kid-oriented that way because I felt like Mice and Mystics was a beat down after a while because if you have a bad run, it just makes it harder and harder for you to keep going. And you repeat the same thing over and over. And we got to where we just didn't enjoy it, which is sad because we really enjoyed it at first. But this one solves that problem and has a cute theme as well with it. So, what else did we play? Oh my gosh, so many games. The girls are in love with Memoir, which if you were watching the Dice Tower Con stuff is voted as one of the worst named games ever. But it's a really cute memory game that actually has more to it than just the memory part. It's really fun. Wordsy, Hive Pocket.
I didn't do Rebellion because it's not on your list. I used your list.
Oh, you used my playlist and you missed it.
Forgot that's one of the few games I played without you.
Yeah, that in the 18.
But it would have made my list. But anyway, go ahead.
Interesting. Luxor.
Luxor was good.
Quest for El Dorado. I played World Monuments. That was pretty cool. That was a fun little game. I liked it. Dragon's Breath I love. That's a question. The girls, we got that with our That was one of the con games you get at BGG Spring. The girls fell in love with that, and we play that quite a bit. So that was pretty fun. It's a good little kind of a mostly family game. There's a couple stray question things in the cards that are not really kiddie oriented, but we just kind of gloss over those.
You guys didn't try out My Little Scythe? I thought they had it.
They had it, but it was constantly. The few times I got to go in, man, people were all over that game. I was wanting to play that so badly, but it looks adorable.
So, not to spoil the Thursday show, if we end up doing it for Dice Tower Con, what are some of the favorites you played at Dice Tower Con? Quickly, before we wrap up.
Wow. Well, Finca, of course, because the girls just totally fell in love with that. That was a surprise for me, because that was another one of those that we'd never heard of the game. And then just like, wow, it turned out amazing. And I had a lot of fun with that. Mintworks was one. I played that. That was really cool. We played Vikings Gone Wild. And where'd the other one go?
Played the Bruges expansion.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Bruges with the expansion. I like it. I don't know if it's a must buy. I want to play it again. I enjoyed that a lot. The Bruges with the expansion. That was pretty fun.
It's out of print, so it'd be expensive.
Yeah, it'd be hard to find. But it was hard for us to get. A lot of people were actually pulling that out of the library. It was very popular. Yes. Hive Pocket. I played Hive Pocket finally. That's a cool little abstract. I really like that game. You know what? I didn't write down everything that I played at the con necessarily.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more.
So we'll talk about it.
We'll do some kind. If we don't do the Thursday show, Dice Tower recap, our Tuesday show will be.
We'll do something because I didn't take as many pictures as I wanted. I'll explain that why in the thing, but I do have pictures, and not pictures that I also didn't post and stuff. And then some other stuff and just about the con in general and all the shenanigans. So it'll be exciting.
everything I read about it, because I only read about it. Everything I read about it said that it was over the top amazing.
It really was.
All the shows I watched were really looked really good and it looked fun. I mean, they're always fun, but they look good. You just look like a great time.
Yeah.
The only complaint I heard is parking. Parking was apparently a nightmare.
I stayed at the Con Hotel. And let me tell you, that was... I know not everybody can do that. If you can do it, though, it makes the parking thing a lot easier because you get your card. And because I was in the Tower 1 this year instead of Tower 2, I got parked and I was like right across from the door and I just left my car there. Because I was
you didn't leave sight the whole time?
Well, I left once, twice. That was it. That was it.
It was parking really, when you came back?
It was terrible. It was right at the very, very beginning to technically before the con started. So yes, okay. I got my parking spot back when we came back. So yeah, it was definitely before the con started. But yeah, I know a lot of people thought that was a nightmare, but at the same time it solved a lot of the parking problem because people that are staying there actually will be able to park there again. And that is if you're staying in a hotel, you should be able to park
we were going to Disney every day, and towards the end of last year,
oh, that was awful.
One time I had to park, like, I swear it was a half-mile walk to our room. It was like completely the opposite side of the hotel, the back end of the parking lot to be able to park. Yeah,
so I mean I know it was a pain them doing that, but at the same time, it really solved a lot of issues too. But I think with the growth of the con, yeah. But anyway, I was gonna say I don't want to take everything away from.
Yep, we'll definitely do a recap, and I'll just sit here and just stare at her the whole
time. Whatever. I guarantee there's stuff that happened in the chat that I have no idea about that'll be amusing too. So
I really, honestly, I was working. I was in the chat some, but I wasn't there the whole time.
Yep.
But you missed a lot of events this year.
I did. Stop! You're going to get me talking about it.
All right, well, there was a mishmash ending, but that was our top 10 new to us games for 2018.
That we've tried, yep.
There is lots more to come. Our next top 10, if we can get one game played, our next top 10 will be 2017 Revisited, and it's going to change a lot. You can tell by this list. Because a lot of these games that are on this list came out last year, so...
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So...
Solid year for gaming, peeps.
Alright, get us out of here.
You guys are awesome, and it was fantastic to get to meet a bunch of you in person. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you all on Thursday. We will see you soon. Bye.
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to end it, right?
Bye. You want me to do like you do? Bye. Bye.